See, I know it's not easy, but I want to beg you. You might not be enjoying the season of life you're currently in. You might not understand it, but please, you need to honor it. It is there for a reason. You are in this place right now as it stands for a reason because God wants you to be. God has a plan and purpose for where you're at right now. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was working a job that I really hated. The pay was rubbish. My manager was toxic as hell. And I just felt very tiny and small. Like I wasn't doing anything of significance. So cut long story short, that job that seemed small, that seemed like nonsense, was what God used to open the door to the big girl job I ended up working in afterwards, and even open the door to the nation I'm currently living in, which is like my promised land, my dream country. That's to tell you that the seemingly insignificant things or seasons that we think, oh, let them end quickly, they are very significant in God's book. I was privileged to have a conversation with one of my sisters in the faith who is a global minister, and she ministers in different countries, and she was just sharing a story about how there was a season in her life where she was staying somewhere that was very far from where she was serving, and she hated it so much then. But she was having a conversation with someone, and the person told her, God is stretching you in this season. He's building capacity for more. Sis, bro that is watching this video, when she was explaining it to me, she was like, that is why today she can be ministering in London. The following day, you see her minister in Berlin. The next day, you see her minister in America, and she's not tired. She has the strength to do it because guess what? That season where she was going from a distance between her house to where she had to serve, that season indeed built the strength, the resilience, and capacity to be able to go to different parts of the world to minister without feeling tired. Listen, there's a reason why every part of Jesus's journey, as much as possible, was documented. The Bible shows us what happened before he was born, when he was born, how his parents were trying to flee from the hands of Herod. The Bible even shows us Jesus Christ teaching in the temple at a young age. As insignificant as that detail was, I mean, what was the significance of them looking for Jesus Christ, as a child in the temple? Guess what? That's small scenario in the Bible showed a track record, a steady track record. And that is why we could believe his teachings on the Mount of Olive. The Bible showed us that Jesus did not just appear from nowhere as a Messiah or a God. No, he spent his time to learn the word and teach it. He spent his time to study the scriptures. Jesus did not just appear performing miracles out of nowhere. He had built it. The Bible shows us that he fasted 40 days and 40 nights. This part of your journey is important. Document it. Enjoy it. Don't loathe it. God knows what he's doing. It's such an important part of your story. If Jesus had appeared from nowhere, it would be questionable to believe him. But the Bible shows us that he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. He even resisted the enemy's temptation. And that was literally when his, ministry picked up. And the Jesus that could turn water into wine in a wedding had his journey documented enough to believe when the Bible told us that he could raise a dead man back to life. Because imagine if Jesus' first ever miracle